Donald Trump literally just Streisanded himself. So the Streisand effect is the phenomenon where an attempt to censor, hide, or remove information backfires, resulting in it gaining far more public attention than it would have otherwise. The name comes from Barbra Streisand herself. In 2003, she sued to have an aerial photo of her mansion removed from the internet. The photo had barely been seen by anyone, but the lawsuit made headlines, and suddenly millions of people were Googling Barbra Streisand house. Since then, the name has caught on, and we can see countless examples of it in day-to-day life, like when Republicans ban a book, it becomes a bestseller. When Elon bans a Twitter account, it becomes known worldwide, like @ElonJet, an account that reported his private jet's movements. So, this weekend, Donald Trump halted all trade negotiations with Canada over an ad. Yes, an ad. No, this is not a sketch, it's real life.
When someone says, let's impose tariffs on foreign imports, it looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time.
This ad was produced by the provincial government of Ontario. It used audio clips from Reagan's 1987 radio address to criticize tariffs. And oh boy, Donnie was mad after watching this ad. And when Trump gets mad, he starts tweeting like a 6-year-old who just dropped his ice cream. The Ronald Reagan Foundation has just announced that Canada has fraudulently used an advertisement, which is fake, featuring Ronald Reagan speaking negatively about tariffs. The ad was for $75 million. They only did this to interfere with the decision of the US Supreme Court and other courts. Tariffs are very important to the national security and economy of the USA. Based on their egregious behavior, all trade negotiations with Canada are hereby terminated. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Think about that for a second. A sitting US president saw an old Reagan clip about tariffs and got so insecure that he torpedoed international trade talks with one of America's closest allies. He didn't stop there. Canada cheated and got caught. They fraudulently took a big ad saying that Ronald Reagan did not like tariffs, when actually he loved tariffs for our country and its national security. Canada is trying to illegally influence the United States Supreme Court in one of the most important rulings in the history of our country. Now, before Trump's tantrum, that ad had aired quietly. Hardly any American had even noticed it. Now, thanks to Trump's meltdown, millions of people who never cared about 1980s trade policy are now watching Reagan, the Republican golden boy, saying tariffs are bad for the economy. The ad is everywhere. YouTube, TikTok, news outlets, you name it. Even CNN, which typically just repeats whatever Trump says, is pointing out that Trump's claims here are nonsense and that Reagan very clearly spoke out against tariffs. And now millions are learning that Trump's entire tariff philosophy directly contradicts what Reagan said. Yes, the same Ronald Reagan the Republican Party worships like a saint. I went over to Google Trends and typed Ronald Reagan tariffs to see how much it was trending, and oh boy, the entire nation now wants to know about Reagan's stance on tariffs. The interest in this topic has never been higher. Look at the related queries section 2. If Trump had ignored the ad, it would have been forgotten in 2 days. Instead, he made sure every American saw it. And now the internet has receipts. You couldn't write a better political self-own if you tried. He turned a single Canadian ad into a national conversation about how his policies hurt American workers. So congratulations, Mr. Art of the Deal. You didn't just end trade talks. You made Ronald Reagan go viral for calling your entire economic philosophy a scam. Trump had a meltdown so loud it resurrected Reagan's ghost to dunk on him from beyond the grave. And Reagan was right. This is what Trump's tariffs actually did. They raised costs for American consumers. They provoked reverse tariffs from China, the EU, and yes, Canada, costing American farmers billions in lost exports. And the revival of American manufacturing? It never materialized.